away from the Champions League, we've still got a truckload of Premier League side in other European competitions. Literally, all three Premier League teams are still in the European competitions, the Conference League and the Europa League, of course. I'm starting with the Europa League, Victor. Who is your favorite to win the Europa League? And from the remaining 8 teams, which side do you consider a dark horse?
For favorites, Aston Villa are my pick to win the whole thing. They have the best coach in the competition, as well as him being the best coach for this competition. And also the squad is just above anybody else's as well. As for the dark horses, I would have said this even before the first leg. Freiburg, they are playing some very nice football. They're in good form at the moment. They've only lost one of the last 5. They have 4 wins, and that loss was against Bayern, which you can't really blame anyone about. But I'm quite certain they're making the final. It just remains to be seen if they can beat Villa.
Interesting. Max, your answer to that one.
I mean, actually, I have Freiburg as a favorite for me, just because of the fact that they don't fight for anything in league already. So they only focus on this competition, and also the majority of big clubs are in the other bracket part. So there's Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, Porto. So there's a lot of fight between them, and also Aston Villa is going to fight for UCL spots and Prem, so it might end up pressing them in Europa League. But for the dark horse, I feel like people already counting down the Porto, just because of the fact that they couldn't win at home, and they have to travel to Nottingham Forest now, and also they have Aston Villa in semis, but I mean, you never know, actually they can do that.
Interesting. I don't think Porto should be considered dark horses, though. I mean, based on their pedigree, but oh well. Moving on, Victor, can we expect an English team in the final in Istanbul?
I think so, yes. Villa and Forest would come up against each other in the semis. The Villa are as good as they're. I think I don't agree with Max here. I don't think Porto are getting past Forest. I think an English side in the final is a given at this point.
Yeah, Max, any contrary answer to that?
I mean, I'm more than certain that Porto goes through Nottingham Forest, but I feel like Aston Villa is too good for them, so most likely Villa is making final.
Interesting take. So, Victor, who do you think finishes as the competition's top scorer?
I mean, Igor Jesus is leading the way right now with 7, but let's not forget Manchester United legend Anthony is only 2 goals behind. So, no, in all seriousness, I can see Jesus getting another 1 or 2 this season.
Yeah, fair enough. Mark, the contrary answer to that.
I mean, I feel like Igor Jesus is not scoring this week, and they're getting relegated, as already mentioned. And Anthony will have at least 3 games. So I kind of feel like he can score 2 and be tied with Igor Jesus, but maybe even Anthony is number 1, and Man United fans will be a bit disappointed, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah, that's right. Back your club legend, mate.
All right. Anyways, let's move over to the Conference League, where Crystal Palace are the only remaining English side in the competition. They're actually the only team representing England, to be fair. Victor, so can we expect them to reach the final in Leipzig?
I think so, yes. I did not expect them to win this convincingly in the first leg against Fiorentina, and they will be facing Shakhtar in the semis. And I do feel like they definitely have what it takes to knock them out and get to the final, yeah.
Yeah, Mark, do you agree with that?
I mean, their squad is like at least 2 times or maybe 3 times more than anybody else, so it has to be them to win that whole thing, but finals at least for them.
Interesting. And still on the Conference League, Victor, who are the favorites to win the competition, and who would you consider dark horses at this stage?
Yeah, to win at Palace for sure, especially after what they did against Fiorentina, who I thought would be making the final again. For dark horses, I think Rayo Vallecano have looked very good all season in the conference and will probably play the final against Palace.
Max, your take on that?
I mean, the favorites is obviously Palace, but for the dark horses, I'd probably say Mainz, and also the same way I said about Freiburg, they're not fighting for anything in league, and this is their only hope for the European competitions next season, and they're part of the table is, I mean, it's much easier for them, so I feel like they can make the final at least.
Interesting. And on the final note, Victor, who do you think finishes as the competition top scorer?
I'm going with Ismail Assar here. He's currently 2 goals behind the top scorers and just comes alive in this competition. It's also clear Glasner is saving Sarr for the Conference League. He only played under half an hour against Newcastle, so I'm backing him to maybe even get a goal in Florence and kick on from there in the semis and the final.
Yeah, Max, do you agree with that?
I mean, out of the players that are still in competition, it's only Sar, but I kind of feel like he won't get that many of playing minutes, especially because Mateta is back and they definitely gonna focus on the tournament. So I feel like at best he can tie the other two guys, but I'm not that sure about it.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. But these are our thoughts on the Europa League and the Conference League. What we think will happen, the chances of English side making the final or probably even winning one or both competitions. So our viewers out there, tell us what you think about our thoughts, and we'll be waiting to hear from you.